We are live now.
Okay.
We're live. Check. We're live one. Hello.
Hey.
Hey. Hi, Addie.
Hi.
Okay, so let's just give people 2 or 3 minutes to come on. Guys, please feel free to share the live. We're here. So, Heidi, how's your day going?
It's going well, actually. Not too bad. It's been pretty easy. Oh,
I wish I could say that. It's been such a hard day for me, but I don't do well with multitasking. So
oh, sorry to hear that.
yeah, yeah. How many people do we have? We have one. Who's ready? So okay. Hi guys, welcome, welcome. We gonna two. Let's give others 2 more minutes. Two 6:02. We're gonna start. Thank you for joining. Please share the live. Share, share, share. Okay. Hello. Hi. Hello. Kamidu.
Can't
How
see.
did you see the chat?
No, I can't. Wait, let me see. Oh, okay.
You said
See a hand wave.
okay.
It's the little middle button, right? Okay, yeah, I see the hello.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we what time is it? 60 6:02. So we are going to start and other people can join us. But first of all, I just want to say thank you all for joining. This show is sponsored by Let's Get Real with Hadra, a talk show about real people and real situations that we all can learn and grow from. So check it out, guys. It is on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Um, so welcome to
Hey.
the premiere of the Love Clinic, guys. So the Love Clinic is something that I came up with that I felt like we need to be having um, conversations with we need to have it. We need to be having this regular conversations because all they we all have all types of relationship, all forms of relationship. We have work friends, we have family relationship, we have romantic relationship. So and I just feel like all relationship deserve love. And so a lot of time we don't pay attention to it or we take it for granted. So I started this off by having people write a letter to us, and I'm going to read the letter out, and Adi is going to kind of help us kind of dissect this letter and try to understand what's going on with this person and come up with some best advice, right? So Adi is a licensed clinical professional counselor. So I chose Adi for this particular letter because I feel like we can use our expertise in this. Um, hey, Joycey, how are you? So, hello. I'm going to read out the letter to you guys. The person said, "Hello, I would like to remain anonymous, but I learned that you are going to be giving advice and I could really use some. I don't want to talk to my family about it because I don't think they will understand and I don't want to seem weak. I know you have children and I had a baby 4 months ago and I just don't feel right. My child's father is back home in Sierra Leone and is trying to join us. My family helps and I have love around me. I but I always feel sad and afraid or anxious. When I hold my baby, I don't feel like I thought I would or like I imagine moms feel when they hold their babies. I have to breastfeed because formula is so expensive, and my baby prefers breast, but I don't think that is what I wanted because I'm really struggling and not getting sleep. I cry a lot by myself and fake smile around people, and I'm just being spoiled and a bad mom. No, sorry. Am I just being spoiled and a bad mom, or do others feel like this sometimes? So, Addie, after listening to this letter, what are your take on it?
Wow. So there's a lot of different components in this letter. Number one, dealing with a lot of stressors. Her husband's back home in Sierra Leone. That alone is a big struggle, not having a partner.
Mhm.
Especially if you're with the partner, you want him here, you want that help. He's not here. That alone is can cause some type of emotional stress for her during this time. And
Mhm.
number one, for postpartum depression or having a baby,
Mhm.
all women kind of go through that emotional phase after they have the baby. It doesn't even have to be postpartum. Just
And,
trying.
and and Addie, you just had a baby, right?
Yes, I just had a
And,
about
and
two.
how old is your baby?
He just turned 3 months old.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm part of.
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Go
So I'm
ahead.
part of the women I'm talking about. So in general, all women, we it's emotional when you just have a baby. You
Yeah.
learn to feed the
Mhm.
baby. You learn how to adjust to the baby. You're
Mhm.
taking everybody's advice. You're trying to make sure you're being a good mom. And then your body's just going through all these different hormones that it was already going through during pregnancy. So that alone causes stressors, and we all get kind of emotional and sad and feel some type of way. However, it goes another step further into postpartum depression, which it sounds like our letter person just wrote about. I'm not going to diagnose because we haven't had any therapy sessions,
Right, 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 right.
but symptoms of postpartum depression are kind of, it gets deeper into that, kind of like, oh, crying or not feeling connected to your baby, maybe feeling like harming yourself, feeling down, depressed. Just it's another step and another level. If you feel like you're just not yourself, you feel like no matter what you're trying to do to kind of get back to feeling okay
Mhm.
doesn't, it may be something that you might need to get a little bit more help for, like seek professional help. So,
So it kind of seemed like that's what this person is going through is postpartum depression, and
mhm,
does not feel comfortable sharing this information with
mhm,
their family, because she doesn't want to feel seem to be weak, or
mhm.
whatever way they might whatever explanation they might come up with. But so you're saying the birth of a child can trigger a jumble of powerful emotions. Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying? And you
definitely,
as a mom can attest to that. Um,
definitely,
correct. So it can
definitely.
range basically from the excitement, joy, fear, anxiety, depression,
Yeah,
all of that. And I know there's a term for it, like when you just had a baby, the baby blue.
yeah,
You think this is what this person is kind of going through, right?
yeah. It seems like she's dealing with that baby blues.
Okay. So when does it become, or when does it transition to that postpartum depression?
Okay, so I actually wrote down some symptoms because this is an important topic, and I want to make sure you guys have, the exact symptoms in case anybody is dealing with it and want to get help, right? So, like I said, as far as baby blues, all of us experience that after birth because of our body going through everything. We're adjusting and learning. But as it begins to get too intense, some of the symptoms to look out for that you might need to actually seek help and be experiencing postpartum depression is if you're having symptoms of being uninterested in your baby or feeling like you're not bonding with them.
Mhm.
Some women have even said that they've felt like hurting the baby or no longer wanted the baby and wanted to get rid of the baby. That's a symptom.
Wow.
That depressive mood, crying all the time, often for no reason at all. Severe.
I remember before you continue, Adi. I remember when I had my first child, right? I used to cry. I would like, especially in the middle of the night. Waking up was oh my God, it was a challenge. Just waking up and doing the breastfeeding and feeding the baby. So
A
I
lot.
remember I used to cry so much in the middle of the night. I didn't want to hold the baby. I would give it to my husband. Mind you, he has to go to work 6 o'clock in the morning, and we're up like 3 o'clock. I mean, sometimes I feel guilty, like but like I just didn't want to deal with it. So now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like maybe that's what I was going through, postpartum depression, but I really didn't know. So is it possible for people to experience it without knowing that that's what they're going through?
Oh, it's very possible. People, not even just postpartum, any mental illness, people experience them every day and don't know what they're going through, especially in our community. Because, like, like she said, she's scared to tell family members. And that's normal because we all know there's a stigma on mental health in our community. And
Mhm.
just being able to express is a hard thing. So a lot of people go silent and kind of, I've spoken about that before. A lot of people kind of go silent or try to ignore the symptoms or try to deal with it on their own, which leads to worse things like suicide rates going up,
Oh,
which we
wow.
and leads to all kind of different issues or causing you to have other bigger problems.
Mhm.
So it's very important to kind of identify and get that help then and there.
Mhm. So I know you kind of touched on some of the symptoms. Basically, what you're saying is, hello, welcome, guys. If you're tuning in a little while, I'm gonna reread the letter again. So for those of you that are just joining, but basically the topic is about postpartum depression. That's what we seem like this individual is going through. I'm gonna share this person's message because she said, I do agree with Adi that people go through emotional stress when they are lonesome and without their loved ones. Okay, thank you for that comment. All right, so please feel free to put in your comments, or if you have any questions that you would like Adi to answer to, please feel free. She's a licensed clinical professional counselor. All right. So Adi, basically what you're saying is that it started off from baby blues and then ended up becoming this severe depression, postpartum depression, right? So you touched on some of the symptoms, but what are like the early stages? Like, what are some of the things I should look out for if I'm experiencing it, or someone that's experiencing it but doesn't know what it is? Like, what are some of the pointers to look for?
So that kind of goes back to it. So some I have written down like crying often. Like you said, you would find yourself waking up crying in the night, crying often, not even knowing why you're crying. Check that out. That's a symptom. Waking up always angry and cranky. That's a symptom as well. Not feeling like you're bonding with your child. Feeling like maybe, like I said earlier, I just don't want to deal with this baby. Or like you said in her letter, other mothers, I don't think I should have felt like this. I don't feel the way I want to feel or thought I would feel with my baby. That's a sign as well.
Mm,
Feeling depressed, like
mm,
it's called postpartum depression. So feeling of severe depression, thoughts of death or suicide, trouble concentrating, thoughts of hurting someone else. Some people even have obsessive thoughts, which I heard someone share recently as well.
they
So
have
that
what do they have? Obsessive.
obsession, yeah, obsessive thoughts or anxiety. So
Wow.
maybe thinking like having so much fear that something's going to happen to my baby, or thinking of all these negative scenarios like my baby's going to
Wow. I mean,
die.
now that you're saying some of this thing, like I could relate to it, and I know a lot of the moms here can also relate to some of these symptoms because I feel like I experienced most of it when I had my first child. But Adi, as a new mom, have you experienced any of this?
So as a new mom, I went through the baby blues phase. I didn't enter into postpartum depression, but I
Mhm.
did definitely have the baby blues of just being stressed out because you're adjusting your sleep. So definitely first nights, I'm just like so tired. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've definitely shed a tear before. Like, this is a lot. I'm stressed out. I'm waking up like every 2 hours. My baby's like,
Oh,
it definitely was a lot. Waking up every 2 hours, adjusting, but thankful for good people behind me and
yeah.
support, my husband and everything.
Oh,
They the process smoother for me. And
so
remember,
go ahead.
therapist cope, and it's important that you remember that you're coping and doing things for yourself, self care, so it doesn't get as bad.
So, Addie, is it safe to say most women would experience this baby blue?
What'd you say?
Or is it safe to say most mom will experience this baby blue phase?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, it's normal. I don't see any mom that's coming with your first time baby that feels perfect. Like I got it all down. I'm doing perfect. great. That's not normal. Nothing is perfect, right? So
Right.
anybody don't have it as bad, but everybody's gonna feel some type of anxiety. As human beings, you're gonna feel some type of nervousness, some type of fear, some
Right.
type of feel overwhelmed. That's just normal.
So for the people that just joined, I'm gonna read the letter one more time. I'm gonna share, but before I go, I'm gonna share this person's Josephine just said, I personally agree to Hydra about postpartum depression. It's real as a mother. Personally, I've experienced it. It's good. So it's no, I don't want people to kind of stigmatize it because it's normal,
Yeah.
normal.
Hmm.
Cancun Mansouri said 99.99%. Okay, so we having these statisticians, people now that are giving us number. Thank you, Cancun. But yeah, so but it's a good thing that Cancun said 99%. But what if you have to give a number percentage out there? What would you say?
As far as baby blues,
Yeah,
I definitely would say like 99% because, like I said, it's normal. You're nobody's perfect. So if you're going through your time, baby, your body's already going through all these emotions, all these changes, and through delivery and labor, all the stress on your body, you're gonna feel some type of way,
right,
regardless. Having a
right.
new.
I agree. Okay, I'm going to read the letter one more time, okay, for those that are just joining in. So this individual said, hello, I would like to remain anonymous, but I learned that you were going to be giving advice and could really use some. I don't want to talk to my family about it because I don't think they will understand and I don't want to seem weak. I know you have children and I had a baby 4 months ago and I just don't feel right. My child's father is back home in Sierra Leone and is trying to join us. My family helps and I have love around me. I but I always feel sad and afraid or anxious. When I hold my baby, I don't feel like I thought I would or like I imagine moms feel when they hold their babies. I have to breastfeed because formula is so expensive and my baby prefers breast. But I don't think this is what I wanted because I am really struggling and not getting sleep. I cry a lot by myself and fake smile around people. Am I just being spoiled and a bad mom? Or do others feel like this sometimes? So basically, Ivy, we just kind of not diagnosed. Well, not really.
We can't else,
We
but we're
can't diagnose, bro. We can, well, for the sake of the chat, it's basically we just kind of figure out that what this person might be going through is postpartum depression. So it does seem like she's already past the baby blues phase, right? She's in that, but because she doesn't want to hold the baby, she doesn't want to feed the baby at all, and she just cries and very restless, sleepless nights. This is
yeah.
hard.
If she's watching, I want her to know that you're not a bad mother. Trust me, we all are going through it. Like I said, I just had a baby 2 months ago, 3 months ago now. You're gonna get those feelings. It's normal to just want to be unhappy or feel sad just because it's overwhelming. And even if it is postpartum and if it's a step up, you're not alone. It literally said 1 in 10 women experience postpartum depression. So
Wow.
normal. It's a normal. It happens very more often than people think. Some
Mhm.
people just don't really report it because, like we said, the stigma and, like she said, being scared to talk about it. But it's really way more common than you think. So it's important that if you're feeling the symptoms, get help. And she
Mhm.
said she's scared to talk to somebody. Well, if you're not ready to talk to your family, just find a therapist on your own. This COVID time, there's literally telehealth therapists that you can sit in your home and talk to a therapist via phone, via text. There's so many different options, video. So if you're not ready to talk to somebody else, at least get that help with somebody professional that you can talk to, and so it doesn't progress or get worse.
Okay, so we have a question for you here, Adi.
Hmm.
This person said, Josephine just said, how can mothers overcome postpartum depression, especially when you feel overwhelmed as a mom?
So, like I said, therapy. If you feel like you have that postpartum depression, you feel like you can't handle it anymore, and it's too much overwhelm, you need to get help, professional help. I know a lot of people aren't into therapy, or they like again that stigma, but it's way more helpful than you think. A therapist can help you kind of learn some coping skills because we all need coping skills. We all need self care. A therapist can help you learn to right coping skills that you can kind of use to help you when you're going through these symptoms. And self-care is important, making sure you make it time for yourself as mommy. As moms, we tend to try to be superheroes and not take care of
I
us.
do it all.
Yes, do it all, baby, family, and we forget about us. And that can also be a big part of it. So it's important to take time for yourself for self-care, professional help, and finding somebody who can help you through coping, help you talk through it, and help you get through these symptoms.
Yeah. And keyword self-love, you
Yeah.
know. And so we have someone else, Jaisi Baylor said, really, in Sierra Leone, we don't even know about postpartum depression.
That's real, and that goes back to what we said earlier: people having it and not knowing they have it. So
Hmm.
just because I don't know about it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We all human, no matter what part of the world you are, we all are feeling and experiencing similar things, especially when it comes to that area. So it just goes back to us not knowing about it, but doesn't mean it's not there.
It's not there, yeah, and that's the thing. So it's good that we are having this type of conversations because they're very necessary. For her to say in Sierra Leone, people don't know about it, but this is a very essential topic because a lot of moms struggle. And like I said, I didn't know that was what it was. I just thought it was just normal. I just thought like I just have the guilt like I wasn't ready for a baby. Like, what was I thinking? And blah, blah, blah. It was such a mental thing, it's
Yeah,
just up in your head and constant feeling and up that regret, that, shame and all of that. And not knowing it's mental health,
yep.
you know. So please, if you've experienced it or you have anything you would like to add, any comments, please feel free to write them down. We're gonna share them. Karima, she said that's right. I definitely experienced it really bad. Wow. Okay. So let me ask you another question, right? When can dad experience depression or as well, or is it just a woman thing?
So I haven't gone that deep into research, but of course, dads can definitely, I can definitely see them. I'm sure it's not postpartum depression for them, but I'm sure they definitely go through. They're humans as well. They're also adjusting, especially if you guys are in a home together, trying to learn together your first child. The stresses of waking up, making bottles. Who's gonna do this? Who's gonna do that? Crying. This like it's a lot. So of course, they're definitely gonna go through their own type of feelings and emotions, anxiety, stress.
And the reason why I kind of asked that is because a lot of time with certain illness, we kind of like put a specific gender. We kind of say,
Mhm.
"Oh, it's a woman thing." So
Yeah.
and for guys, if you're watching, please, I would like to know if you experience any of these symptoms because I was wondering if that's do feel this type of way because I'm sure maybe they might be going through some sort of thing, just maybe not as severe.
Yeah. They definitely experience
Excuse
the feelings. Of course,
me.
not
Mhm.
easy. It's
So I'm gonna share. Kanku said it's a good thing that she's voicing out how she feels. That's the first step. Yes, definitely.
yeah,
Therapy would definitely help her get better about her feelings. It's even worse that her partner is not here. Yes, true.
yeah.
True. Let's not forget that part. Yeah.
That's that's the
So
main
she
part.
should be feeling that loneliness,
That's
you
the stress.
know, as well, and just feeling like, because at night, believe it or not, everyone goes to sleep, and you're all
Hmm.
you know. So I can only imagine, that the feeling. So I think I said some men do, some men
Yeah.
do. Okay, and let's see. Pretty K said there's nothing like therapy in Sierra Leone. Ooh, what
Which
what what?
this is something this is why we all need to kind of join resources together, people that enjoy this mental health and health in general, and kind of take it back home because it's true. They don't have as many resources or knowledge about mental health. Even here, some of our people here don't even kind of care for it. So, of course, back home it's not going to be, you know, a big deal, but it's something that us as a youth and us that are aware of it and us that know that people are kind of going through suicide and going through these feelings and are going through these experiences, it's important for us to kind of take it back and share it with others like we're doing right now and making sure that we also take these resources back home to help others. That's the
Yeah,
only way.
And so I think the first step is also is kind of like for folks that are in Africa to kind of realize that this just exists. So let's normalize it. The step, because no, we don't want, again, like when you seek therapy, people just have that, it's just stigmatizing, just feel like you cuckoo, oh, that's crazy, you know what I mean? And don't, just don't want to mix with this individual. But nowadays we're beginning to know that we all in some way, shape, or form have mental health issues.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's very normal, and
Yep.
nothing is wrong. It's just that, just as every part in the body, the brain too,
Yep.
needs help, right?
Yep.
And so maybe people that have been exposed out here can kind of go back, and like you, like a counselor, I can take this information back, or anyone that goes back home frequently, kind of, just help out and just kind of, you know, spread the knowledge and let people know that it's okay. It's not, if you're having a mental breakdown, that's just what it is. It doesn't mean you're crazy, and you should not be ashamed to kind of say. So we aren't sure that dads do go through this, but we're thinking, most that do. So okay, so now I'm feeling, or this individual is feeling this type of way. At what point do you think this person should see a doctor?
Or up there, she should now, honestly, if she's saying she doesn't feel like herself, she's not feeling connected to her baby, she's crying all the time. She's just not. She sent in this letter for a reason. It's like a low cry for help. So this is the time now. And they let you know that you can talk to your doctors and let them know how you're feeling, and they can refer you on the next steps as far as seeking help for a therapist or whatnot. Or go ahead and get a therapist yourself if you know you need it. So I would say now, no point in waiting.
Uh,
Better you.
now now is definitely the time. So if you're listening, this person that sent the letter, if you're listening to this, if you've heard from Adi, who is a licensed clinical professional counselor, she's recommending that now is the time to seek help, because it's no longer in that baby blue phase anymore, right? So it just makes sense to just go ahead and see someone. And I mean, I think with most insurance they do have, would you say it's free or no?
Depends on your insurance. I wouldn't say free because each
Okay.
their insurance is different. But depending on your insurance, they'll let you know.
Okay. So I was thinking to start off with, maybe they can talk to that OBGYN, right?
Yeah,
Start
definitely.
there. Talk to
Right.
OBGYN. I was thinking, sorry. I, I was thinking, um, I was talking to one of my girlfriends the other day, and she shared with me that after you had the baby, when you go for your 4 weeks checkup, most doctors will kind of screen you and see if you do have postpartum depression. So I said to her, when I had my baby, I did not. Well, I went for the 4 weeks checkup, but it was just a regular physical. It wasn't. Um, they didn't screen me or ask me how I was feeling, like do a mental check with me. None
Yeah.
of that. So I don't know if this is something new that they're doing now. Did they do that to you?
Actually, now that I think back to my 6 week appointment, she didn't. It was more of a physical check as well. But I think that is important. But I it's always said that if you do feel any type of way after, you know, like during the birth need postpartum thing, you should seek it. You talk to your doctor basically. So I kind of already had that in mind, but that
Okay.
really is something that they should ask during your. Um,
Yeah. So if you're a mom and you start experiencing this type of situation, please tap into your resources. Talk to your OBGYN. 'Cause,
hmm
I mean, that at least they can build that into your insurance,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Or well, they'll recommend you on what you can kind of do or what next steps you should take with your
Right. So
therapist.
let me share what Kanku said here. She said, and everybody has a mental breakdown, baby or not, right? I agree.
Yeah. Girl.
Spot on. And then she also said it's not free, not free. So I guess she's talking about the insurance when I asked about the insurance. So maybe it's not free.
Yeah.
Aisha said, I'm definitely that newly mom. I feel for her. Oh,
Sorry to
yeah,
hear.
it's tough. It's tough
Yeah,
because
definitely. That's why self-care and coping skills, mom. Make sure
Yeah.
you have that self-care, that time for yourself to unwind after all the stress that you're dealing with, because it's not easy, especially
And
as a new
we go through a lot.
body in general. Like she said, not even a baby, just the
Hmm.
daily stresses of work, life, relationships for everybody is tough. So we
Hmm.
all need some type of form of self-care, coping skills that we're doing to get us through day
Right.
by.
And maybe another thing I was thinking is maybe they can do if they have like support groups. Because like when you're pregnant, and I don't know if you partake in those, but like when I was pregnant, they do have like mom to be groups, and
Yeah.
you can go there, you can go with your partner or maybe not, but you can go there and just hear from other pregnant mom,
Yeah.
women as to how they were feeling and how they were coping. So maybe she can use a support group too.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Yeah.
something you
Just
recommend?
just other friends or family members or moms that you know. Speak to
Mhm.
them. I'll log into you. My older sister Karima, that's on here. She just started a mommy group too, where there's a bunch of us kind of who are moms around their
Nice.
ages to go out, hang out with our kids, plan events. So things like that is very helpful. Feeling like you have other moms to connect with and kind
Yeah,
of.
that was a great thing. I like that. I'm also part of that group. I like that she came up with that group because it's a much needed group. Here's Karima again. She said that's the truth. We all need therapy at some point in our lives, especially when we start having kids. Ooh,
Mm,
tell me about it.
yeah.
But yeah, so another thing, also medication. If you go and they diagnose you with it, stay on that medication. Is that something you would recommend?
Yeah, so that let's it depends on what route your doctor takes and what you want to take as well. So talking to your doctor, your referrals, therapy, if you feel like it's not enough, there is recommendations for you to get medication and psychotropic meds. And if you feel like it's at that level or like therapy's not enough and you and your doctor come to agreement, then yes, go for it, take it. Don't I know that's part of the stigma as well. They'll think I'm crazy. I can't be on psych meds. I can't see a psychiatrist. It'll follow me through.
Yeah.
What's more important is your health, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So many
yeah,
people, like I said, suicide rates are at an all-time high in our community too. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
help when you can and stop
Mhm.
the stigma what everybody else has to think. At the end of the day, it's about you, your well-being, how you're gonna taking care of yourself. Then you can take care of everybody else around you, including your baby or whatever you have going on in your life.
Yeah, I totally agree. So I have a question that came in. This person said, "How does someone start or open a conversation with someone they think is showing symptoms? Is it a good idea to even bring it up?"
Mm. Oh, that's a personal preference kind of, but definitely if you see somebody struggling, like they always say, checking on your strong friends, checking on your family, checking on your people, because it's better to. I feel like now after I've seen so many suicide things happen recently in our community, around us, around me, it's important that if it's somebody that you know trusts you, you trust them, they're your loved ones, then check in on them and speak up about it because you would feel even worse if it was in your mind and you didn't do anything and God
Yeah,
forbid they kind of the worst happens and you'll feel guilty like you didn't do what you needed to do or you didn't be that helping hand. So definitely if you feel like somebody's going down and you don't know what else to do, it's okay to start a conversation. Just
and
be
that's
gentle.
and we are each other's keeper in as much as that's
Mhm.
not reality, but that's what we should start be doing for each other. Like look out for your sister, like when they are not acting normal, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
those are like signs and symptoms to look out for. Just check in and just say how you doing, you know what I mean? I kind of notice something different about you, like what's causing this anger, what's causing you to act this way. You aren't acting this way, but so we should be having that constant checks, right?
Yeah.
With our friends.
Yeah.
So for this person, basically, it's kind of like a personal preference. But I would encourage just individual. So if you notice something, just say it, right?
Yeah.
Well, don't wait and hope for improvements because maybe you can never get there.
And also watch how you say it because I also see
Tell me
things
about that
out
point.
here. I
Yeah. So
brother.
what's a nicer way to say? Because I'm gonna tell you, if it were me, I'll be like, girl,
Yeah,
watch
you got
yourself. Watch yourself. Like, you know what I So
right.
what is a nicer way to put it? Because a lot of time we don't realize what that person might be going through, and just a
Yeah.
little like the tone of our voice could just
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how should that person put it?
I would just say make sure you come in gentle at it. Make sure you come in genuinely caring and not just kind of like something's wrong with you. You need to fix or get yourself checked because people already feel away. Like she just said, I'm already nervous about talking to my family. I feel weak. I feel it's a stigma already. So you got to kind of think it through before you go to somebody with that, and let them know. Not just like, oh, you need to go get help, but come in with suggestions.
and that's something that we do
Yeah,
unconsciously.
it's
You know
true.
what I mean? Because we
Yeah,
feel like we are girlfriends. I could just talk to you anyhow, like so I could just say that. But
yeah,
anyways, let's go back to the comments and let's see. Kanku said, and then everybody and their mom wants to advise you after you have the baby makes you even more stressed,
yeah.
especially our African parent. Jesus.
Yes, I just made a reel about that on Instagram.
You did?
It's
I haven't
yes,
seen it.
that adds on to the stress. I remember there's some days I would feel even more overwhelmed because I'm like, somebody's like, you don't do this, don't do that. And it just adds on to what you're going through because it makes you start second guessing yourself as a new mom and just what you're trying to grow and learn for yourself. So that's definitely a big thing as well that can play a part in your mental health and dealing with a child.
Let me tell you something also. When I came home with my baby, like all the stuff that the doctor told me at the hospital, everything went out the door, right? Because like
I can,
I'm your mom. I didn't kill you.
oh my God, yes.
Like, but like I remember one thing particularly was at the I don't know if you had that, but at the hospital, I was the doctor wanted me not to give the baby the newborn water.
Water, oh my
In
God.
Africa, like that's the first thing you do, you give the baby water, right? And girl,
I went through that struggle.
it was a struggle.
You
I was
have to
like,
give,
don't give my baby water. The doctor said, don't give my baby water. And
yeah,
like that's the first thing you do in the morning.
yeah.
You have to drink that water.
It's a
And
struggle,
it is
definitely.
a struggle. It is a struggle. Let's Kanku said, right, Adi. Okay, so let's go to Karima. She said we have to normalize having uncomfortable conversation with our loved ones, especially when the signs they need when the signs that they need help are in your face. Very
Yeah,
true.
yeah, that's real. That's real. It's not always easy. That's the thing. And you don't know how the person's going to take it. But like I said earlier, if you feel like you see that they're really going down and it can lead to something that's not good for them, then it's important that you just take that step so you don't regret it later.
True, true. Okay, let me go to the next person. Kanku said, ask open-ended questions. I know when to stop. Don't jump to conclusion. Yeah, don't be
I,
judgmental.
I
Yeah,
love that. That's
I, I,
definitely,
I really like that
mhm.
because I think Kanku is using a clinical experience here. Okay, Kanku. Thank
Yeah.
you. But yeah, it makes so much sense. Like we just said, like we could be, it's very easy for us to be judgmental and don't feel like we're coming across as being judgmental,
Yeah.
right? So just watch how we address the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And Karima said, especially those our salon moms. Oh Lord, yes.
So many, drink this water, that water, give this, give that. So many different
Yeah.
things.
When they the hiccup part, you have to take the thread and put it in the and
Uh,
that all of that. We love you, our moms. We
we,
but yeah, but it's just so it's such a different, here versus back home and how they
yeah.
were raised. But yeah, let's see. Karima said, "Girl, my mom kept me in my list for days because of water." Yeah, I remember having that water fight, because I
Yes.
don't know, I don't remember what's the excuse, because they said oh, another one was laying the baby. I think we're supposed, okay, so you lay the baby face up, right?
Yeah.
That's the advice here.
Oh, so yeah.
Africa, they lay the baby this way, and they said don't do it this way for the baby will suffocate.
Yeah.
And that was another one too, you
There's
know.
so many. I can't even begin to count them. I can't. Yeah, I can't even
It
begin to
was
count.
just such a struggle on top of everything else I was going through. But that's funny. Karima said, "Kanku show enough with those dope comments. I see you, sis. Yeah, she is." But yeah, but I appreciate the comments, and we're laughing at it, about it, but it is so It is so serious. So we're gonna go back. I know we went off topic a little bit. We're gonna go back in and try to conclude this. But what is your final take on this? I know you've advised this individual to go and see someone, a therapist or the psychologist or OB/GYN or whomever. But to the point where it is now, she's crying for help and she definitely needs to see someone, right?
Mhm.
So, what would be your final thoughts?
So if she's watching this, she wrote this letter, and anybody else in the comment that's a new mom that's experiencing some of these things, like she mentioned, is she a bad mom? You need to remind yourself you're not a bad mom. You're a new mom. You're learning. We're learning because I'm part of it, right? I'm a new mom as well. We're learning. It's a new experience. Your body is going through changes. It is normal. You're not different. You're not an evil mom. You're not a bad mom. It's
Hmm.
something that a lot of women experience way, way, way back. It's not something new. Like it's something that we all experience in some type of form. Some worse than others, and even the worse than others, it doesn't mean that you're not normal or something's going wrong with you. You just need that extra help, and there's nothing wrong with that. So don't, like I said earlier, don't worry about that stigma business. Don't worry about what everybody's gonna think. If you don't feel comfortable talking to somebody, talk to your doctor. Get that additional help. It's important, and make time for yourself. Self care, coping skills, it all plays a major role. Don't forget about you. You are important, mom. You can't take care of baby or family or job or work if you're not healthy or if you're not in the mindset. So put you first. Take care of you. Make sure you're good. Seek help. It's normal. It's okay. Go for it.
Oh, I feel bad for this individual, but hey, we're out here. Always feel free to reach out. Adi, I'm sure if this person reach out to you, wouldn't mind helping or assisting
Yeah, sure.
individual, being that you're a new mom yourself. So Kanku, I think she went as you said, now for sleep where the pikin sleep. Now for lay I'm so you don't
Oh my
want
goodness. Sleep- Oh, that sleep one is a big one.
yeah, and a lot of time you don't feel sleepy when the baby is asleep. You don't want
Yeah,
to sleep, you know?
yeah.
Well,
Especially when you have so many other things you're trying to get done before the baby wakes up. That,
yeah, I mean, listen, being a mom is so hard. It is so hard. But
mhm.
just like you said, when people with depression may not recognize or acknowledge that they are depressed. I mean, there's
Yeah,
a lot of time we kind of feel that way, or they may not even be aware of the signs and symptoms. Like Jaisi had mentioned that people in Africa, in Sierra Leone, don't even know what postpartum
yeah,
depression is. So if you kind of suspect a friend or a loved one has postpartum or is developing, right, postpartum psychosis, it's then just help them seek medical attention, just like you just said. That's the best thing to do, and do it immediately, right? Because we don't want to wait and again just hope that this person is gonna improve. So guys, if you have any questions, send them now. We're about to close this segment. And thank you for those that tune in. Addie, thank you very much. Kanku said,
mhm.
"This too shall pass, girl. It's a stage. I can attest. Your baby is a blessing and you're doing great. Get a therapist and pray for patience. God got you."
Yeah.
Oh, this is so
Yes,
sweet. I like this.
amen to that.
Yeah, this is so nice. And what I kind of notice is like we have to stop being nice and being, truthfully
Mm,
care about others. You know what
yes.
I mean?
Yeah.
And so I hope this person listening to this kind of feel love, and
Hmm.
you know, we're all here to kind of support you. No one is kind of tearing you down or make you feel any
Yeah.
worse. You're not a bad mom. We all went through it. I told you in the beginning how it was so hard for me to kind of hold on to my baby, especially in the middle of the night, because I want to sleep. I'm someone that
Yeah.
likes to sleep, and
Tired.
yeah, it was a struggle. And I was that mom that didn't want to sleep when my baby is sleeping. You know,
Yeah.
I want to do other things, and at night for me to sleep at night, babies don't sleep at night. That's where they want to be up and kiki kaka kiki. doing all of that, but we want to say so. But Addie, thank you, very much. I really appreciate you taking the time to come out here, come on, and talk about this, kind of like a sensitive topic, because like I said, a lot of people don't even recognize that they're going through it. But
Yeah.
thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time. I know you can't wait to go back to your little one.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for those that stayed on. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So we're gonna be having this segment every week. Write your letters. We're not calling names. It's anonymous. We're just gonna read the letter and then just talk about it, because like this individual might be thinking she's the only one going through this, but now after looking at this, she can say, "Oh, okay, like she went through that."
Yeah.
So we've normalized it in a way, and let's continue to do
I
it.
check in on a friend or check in on somebody around you. That right there shows you that we got to check in more, because people are scared to speak up about what they're going through. So
Yeah.
do check-ins on your loved ones.
Hmm. Yeah. So, thank you, Adi. I really appreciate you. Thank you, viewers. Tune in next week for another love letters. And I'm so excited about this new journey. And, let's all come together and share the love. This is the Love Clinic, where every relationship deserves love. Thank you, Adi. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Bye.